We're knights of the rhomboid table, not round the square or triangle. We come to hang and chat like a gang on Fridays as we're able. We play well here in Camelot, we are chums and fun, but Camelot. We're knights of the rhomboid table, our host is formidable. He runs his strange, lots insane, but sure he's quite unstable. He's mad in Camelot, but seems never to have done a lot. Quite incomprehensible, too wrenching, and we have no plan but to sit and hear Dodge babble. It's a lazy time in Camelot.
I have to shake my bum a lot.
This channel is a not-so-proud member of YouTube's all-encompassing special society of heavily overwhelmed layout enthusiasts. Check any railway show, check any railway club, check any layout, check your own house. You'll find one of us somewhere. Warning, the content of this stream is not suitable for children under the age of 16. The topic, language, themes, attitude, and personality of the presenter is not appropriate for anyone, much less children under the age of 16. Topics discussed will not center on trains and will focus on anything except politics. It just happens trains are running. Any similarity between characters, situations, trains, and intelligent thoughts is strictly a coincidence. Any rebroadcast or transmission of the stream without the expressed written consent of Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited. Viewer discretion is advised. Remember the 3 rules for model train layouts and pretty much anything. It's your layout, do what you want as you want. Do not tell someone else what to do unless they ask you directly what they should do. Do not call out, mock, criticize, or insult another channel on your channel or anyone else's channel. Thank you for your cooperation.
And see it, you'll love it. And it's all done in the best possible way.
Sorry, I turned the mic off. All right, start over. Hey, everybody, welcome to the feast hall for the Knights of the Rhomboid Table. It is another Friday. I hope you're all well on that side of the screen. Let's see, we got somebody new here. Yeah, I turned the mic off while I was doing a couple of things and forgot to turn it back on. It happens. But Brad from Awesome Possum, I now declare you a Knights of the Rhomboid Table. You now can post a link to your channel if you want. Everybody here is spannered. That's what makes you a Knight of the Rhomboid Table. We have our, well, as you can see here, you have your royal blue spanner. Anyhow, not a lot to talk about with me personally. Mick, the Royal Barkeep, had a birthday. I believe it was yesterday. Maybe it was Wednesday, but I think it was yesterday. So, wishing again a happy Womb Liberation Memorial Day to you, sir. And anybody else, there's a lot of people that I don't know the dates because I'm not friends with you on other social media where I get notified it's your birthday. So if I don't get notified it's your birthday, I don't know it's your birthday. So anyhow, it's great to have you all here. This will be the first time running since I redid the platforms last weekend. And that would be the phone. Wasn't that Charlie Bishop who used to always do that? His phone would ring while he was doing one of his videos, and he would always go, and that would be the phone. Anyhow, let's go to see which knights are here and on the chat list. We've got Sir Aaron Neville. You did a great video. Man, I'm telling you what, that table you have built, if you guys have not seen the table that Aaron from Aaronville has built, go to his channel, check it out. A double opening mobile table. That is sheer brilliance. It's one of the coolest tables. Forget that it's a layout table, just coolest dual set tables. It all latches together, but it's got two lift up for access to all the wiring and that. It's just a brilliant design. Kudos to you for that. That is absolutely stunning. We got Sir Lee from Anfield Road. We've got Sir Brad of the Awesome Possum. We've got Sir Colin of Wykes. We got Sir Digger of Evans. We got Sir High from H&A Express. We've got Clintonville is here. We've got Sir Andy the Hot Dog Pilot, Sir Ifo Fanzon. We've got Sir Lyndon from Lintree. We've got Sir Clive of Newland Railway. We got Sir R. Jack of James. We got our CEO, Sir Tim of Dowd, is here. Great to have you here. Right behind him, we have our Sergeant at Arms, Sir Tom of Couples. We've got Sir Tom of Houston is here. Sir Chris of the Valleys is here. And Sir Eric from Von Don Eisenbahn was here earlier and is still on my list. Sir Raymond of Legs just popped in. So hope you're all well. Yeah, so it was a big deal to get that platform area done. I am just, it's never been as completed as it is now. It's not complete by any stretch of the imagination, but at least it's now got platforms on it. I don't know what camera would be the best. We could do the overhead view, this one, but yeah, you can't really see, but I did ballast it. You'd have to look at the bottom of your screen, but I did ballast that area, and I also put cardstock platforms down to give it a brick look, which I'm very, very happy with. It's been a long time coming, and obviously I still have to finish off the ends. I'm not going to do any more ballasting. From here on in, I'm just going to do soil, grasses, weeds, and things like that from the end here. Let me see, did anybody else? Oh, Sir Leslie of Gilpin was here. Hopefully your modeling is as good as mine. Aaron, I can tell you now your modeling is already better than mine, because if you can do modeling, it's better than mine. Hey, Sir Andy 81E is here. Great to have you. And Sir Jeff's Train World, great to have you in. Welcome back. So yeah, I threw a bunch of crap back on it just to give it a sense of usage. It's not proper platforming or anything. It's going to take a long time before I build the platform. I'm just, hey, Sir Ray Ron, modeling is endless. Well, it's only endless once you begin. If you never begin, it's never endless, because it's got to have a beginning to have an end. Since I rarely get around to doing anything. So yeah, the last few weeks, putting in all the double slips, making them all digital, getting them loaded into my system. So this is third week in a row where I'm shunting my trains in and out, and I'm just sitting here. I don't have to get up and go pick something up. Although I did have to once, because one of my double slips, the wire gets up in there and messes with the delicate mechanism, so they don't necessarily open all the way. They always close fine. It's the opening that's the problem, because the opening moves to the inside where the wires are bunched. It's a design Märklin needs to address, in my opinion. Either stronger, thicker wires for the mechanism, or they've got to figure out a better way for putting the motors and the decoder wires underneath the track. I did buy a new Loco last night. It'll be here hopefully next week by this time. So hopefully there'll be a first impressions video. But yeah, that's about it. What's new with me. So again, I hope you're all doing well on that side. You know, I was sick last week, and then, well, different issues came up over the weekend and through the beginning of the week, so it just was not a fun week being me. But you know, I'm not remotely in the condition that many of you are suffering through with much more serious illnesses, but it is always an inconvenience when I have flare-ups. But be that as it may, you can't ever have too much track, never. I agree. There is a point where you don't have a lot of room to put it in. Hey, did I see March West Junction is here? Sir Dino of Model Railway Shed is here, and Sir Andy of March West Junction is here. Awesome to have you guys. So let me show you what trains are running. I'll get them running, and then we will let it all happen from there. I had an unbelievable growth spurt on my channel beginning just after Getz. And it really exploded. And I had videos getting views I hadn't seen since I used to do the Märklin Outsider series. And then in the last week and a half, it's just died. I've posted a couple of videos, and it's like, okay, the usual people watched it and nobody else. I actually had a big drop off in subs. It's now back and up one from my previous high, because I got up to a certain high and then it dropped. And I don't pay attention to that stuff until I see big changes. So I'm done making videos for a while. Joyce and I might have another song coming out soon. We don't know. We've got a bunch backlogged. We do have a video about songs. Again, answering some questions people have asked. Okay. All right. So anyhow, what are we running today? Well, last week it was all the Era 4 stuff, so I'm back to reclaim my modern era. And so we are running a Czech Railjet on line 1. On line 2, the Austrian Railjet. Line 3, the German ICE-3. Line 4, the Italian night train. So we've got 4 lines, 4 different countries. And then, because I just like it, for the third time in 6 weeks, I'm running that new Märklin logoed train, which I just a freight train. I almost went all passenger, but I decided to go ahead and run a freight train because I am a passenger train guy. If you're new to the channel, I'm a passenger train guy. I'm not big into freight, although I have a crap load of freight now and a lot of freight locomotives, but I really am a passenger guy, just like I'm an Era 6 guy. But I'm Era 6, if you don't know in the German nomenclature, is anything after the year 2000. So be that as it may, let's get these guys in motion and hope they run smoothly. We're going to put that Czech Railjet in motion on lane 1. And on lane 2, we're going to do the Austrian Railjet. So Czech and Austrian. Both Railjet car sets are from Roco. The Austrian locomotive is Roco as well. The Czech locomotive is Piko. All right, so let's get that ICE-3 into motion. And then the Italian guy. I do like this Italian train. I really do. I don't know why it's hit me, but it's one of my favorite. It's become one of my favorite pickups from the Herb collection. I really do like it a lot. Okay, let's get, whoops, uh-oh. We've had a uncoupling. What's up with that, dudes? You ran okay in warm-ups. Now, no more playing around. Do your job. I don't care if you thought it was time for a pizza break. You get your job going. All right, let's get that that guy going. And then way in the back, we got a Class 650. The locomotive on the Märklin is a Class 249 dual mode diesel electric. Diesel hydraulic electric if you want to get technical. And then on the floor, I forgot, I do have some kind of special. Let's go to the floor cam. On the floor! A true American train. I'm sorry, my UK friends, but you had to give up one of your lines today. So if you like to see those two UK trains on the 00, we've got an HO train on the 00. We have got a Baltimore and Ohio guy making his, hi there, his debut. Now I've actually got 5 cars running. I have 9 cars that can run, but the other 4 have the wrong couplers that don't line up with these couplers. They line up in height. It's just a different style. Like one's a knuckle coupler and one's a KD, whatever. And so they won't join together. So I got to switch out the couplers on the other 4 cars. But they are switchable. Looks like you can just pop them off and pop a different one on. It's not NEM pockets. But so that is a Baltimore and Ohio train. Now technically the coaches don't go with the locomotive because those coaches were pulled by a steam loco from my understanding. But I don't care. I have an American train running. I have an American train that's not either a false flag or a German train that came over for a little while. It is an actual American train. Okay, it was made by Rivarossi, but let's not quibble here. It's an American flag train. And then we've got the Mallard. We've got the Mallard running. The Mallard. I like to say the Mallard. Mallard. Hey, Cerebral Bell. Thank you. So I'm happy. I've said I want to get an American train, and these cars will run up here as soon as I can get a 3-rail Baltimore, Ohio. There's actually a 3-rail Baltimore, Ohio version of that loco I'm running by Märklin. Märklin makes it. Märklin makes one. But it is expensive because it's the F3 and then it's a double B unit. Does that make sense? Or a double A? No, it's got like 2 power coaches after it. Are those B units? So it's an F3A and then 2 Bs. I don't know how that nomenclature works. And then it also came with a caboose. Hey, Great Northern. Greg, welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. Sir Greg. So, yep. How many countries do I have running today? I got Austrian, Czech, German, American, British, What other nationalities do I have? I mean, that are truly different nationalities. I've got one French loco, but it doesn't run on this. It could run down there, but this may be about as many nationalities as I can get in a live stream right now. But it's a true American train this time, so yeah, I'm quite happy. You're missing a Dutch train. Yeah, I've got to get a Dutch train. You haven't seen them. That's cool, Andy. Yeah, I bought a loco last night, but I don't want to say what it is. I will say there are two other locos I want to buy that I'm not buying. I still would love to get a Class 185. I wanted to buy one of those Suit Express trains. Let's go to the 11 lane right now. The Maggie car could be Swiss. The Maggie car could be Swiss. I guess I'm thinking power. The control cab or the locomotive. But you're right, the Maggie could be Swiss. It is a Rivarossi that was released. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a Rivarossi that I believe was released through Athearn. All the cars are Athearn. Everything was under the box name Athearn, but made by Rivarossi, the loco and the coaches. They're all Rivarossi, released under the name Athearn. Hey, Sir Anthony in Middleport Junction. Yeah, I still want an Era 6 Amtrak. I want an Acela, a Charger. I just saw somebody did an Amtrak that runs in the Southwest. Wow, was that beautiful. It was like a purplish blue and yellow. Man, that was pretty. Oh my God. Yeah, I would happily have that running. But again, I can run the cars on my layout. I just can't run a loco. So I've got to find a loco that's Era 6. I'm a little frustrated. I really wish Märklin would make an Amtrak. They make American stock, make an American Amtrak. Yeah. I bought 5 Athearns at the Toledo Train Show 3 weeks ago. And then I picked a group of 4 up for like $20 on eBay. And then I picked 2 separates up because the idea was all of these cars were in rough shape. And I wanted to buy, I spent a total of about $60 to get 11 cars. So $60 to get 11 cars, of which I've got 9 that can run, where their couplers are in good shape. I've cleaned the bodies. They're ready to go. And then I've got, maybe it's 12 cars, $60 for 12 cars. But I have 2 or 3 where the bogies are bad. They're missing pieces. But so they're not even remote. I would have to completely replace the bogies on them and find replacement bogies. So yeah, I think $60 to get 9 running cars is a hell of a deal. All right, add another 20 for shipping. So $80 for 9 cars that are in good shape, very good shape. And the only reason the other 4 aren't running with this loco is because they've got the wrong coupler. Really, I only need to replace 2 couplers because I could put these all in the middle. But I just want to get them all on the same coupler. You bought a Maggie wagon recently? That's cool. Yes, they are, Rayron. I am so, and because I'm a Dodge, the name Charger would appeal to me also, because I could run it on my layout and call it a Dodge Charger. There goes that Austrian Railjet flying through. It's hard to call it my favorite livery because there are others I do like. I like the Azuma, but yeah, I still have a special place in my heart for the Austrian Railjets. What couplers do I use? I'll tell you right now, Aaron, I don't know a damn thing about couplers. My Märklin and Roco stock, my Märklin stock comes with either what are, I've heard them called different names, but they're like A couplers. I've got some examples here. But the, yeah, here we go. These are the relics. Those are the imitation relics. Oh, that's why I'm not finding them, because I thought I grabbed the top and I didn't. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to turn the trains off for a minute and just show you what we got happening. Oops, not there. All right, here is the standard. This is called the Märklin close coupler, but I believe it's also called an A coupler. I won't swear to that. Ifo and Raymond and Jean Ricard won't be here because he's working, but they can probably tell you the exact name. But this is the standard coupler. These are awesome, but this is the close coupler, which you can't use with some Märklin stock. And then you have the same thing, but it's powered. I don't know if you can see there's a brass or a copper plate in there. And then, come on. This is called the Märklin Relics coupler. And this is the one you will see in a lot of their older stock and even some, not a lot of their newer stock, but it still comes with some things. This gives you a wider gap, so it's good with certain freight and locomotives, but this is their Relics coupler. And then there are, like, there's the Roco Universal and the ESU Universal, which are designed to fit any of these, because even the A coupler and the Relics coupler will fit together. They will join together. So you can join them together. And that's the nice thing. They will join together easily. So all these things of Katy couplers and knuckle couplers, I mean, to me, I didn't know knuckle coupler was a specific coupler. I just thought knuckle couplers were the ones that look like a fist and locked in place like that. But I will go grab one of the cars and show you the coupler that I'm dealing with, and then you guys can help me out, and I'll show you the couplers I need. So let me put all the trains on. I'm just going to go to multi-view. I know if you're watching on your camera, this is hard to see. I've been trying to do it a little less and show the big cameras, but and then like my Railjet, my ICE use basically pin couplers. They're like computer pins, male-female socket joints for all the electrical commands they have, because they all have dozens of functions. Well, the ones that are running, I wound up using all those couplers, but I have another car that has a coupler very similar. So I'll go to this one. Okay, so here's the coupler all the other ones have. The ones that I'm not running. The ones that are sitting on the counter over here, this is the coupler they have. I don't know if I'm showing that in a way you can see it. But those are, and then the ones that are running have a coupler very similar to this. Except it fits on the same way these fit on. But I can't get them to link. See, these will actually link, but I can't get them to link. Right. So, let me see. Raymond Legg says, which one's the KD? The horn hook or the NMRA standard? All right, well, the ones that are running down here, I think, have the horn hook. And the first one is a KD. But they fit on the same way. Hey, Sir Greg, how are you? Yeah, the problem is many of these have the mounts where it's connected to the bogie. I wouldn't mind going ahead and going to magnetic couplers on this. Anyhow, let me get my face off of here and let's show you some trains. See, even though this isn't remotely done, it's further along than it's ever been, but also, well, yeah, it's just further along than it's ever been. It looks a little better. That's my influence. Oh my gosh, I'm an influencer. But if I could just get, well, what, 4 more pair? 5 more pair? Well, 4 cars, so 4 pair. So if I get 4 more pair of the KD coupler, actually I still have some KD couplers, but those were NEM pocket ones. I need ones that would fit. I need the KD coupler that would fit onto that would fit on to that sort of connection there. I just need the, so you're calling this is a horn hook. Because it's got that horn down, and the other one's a or the other one's a horn hook, and this is a KD. But I need matching horn hook. Or whichever one. Here, we'll make it easier. Silver car, I think you said that's the horn hook. That's a horn hook? Hey, Dominique, wie geht's, wie steht's? Oh, gosh, Dominic, I don't know. Don't ask me best ideas. I'm trying to remember. I did write something. I said the one was a really good idea. But the brain is not here right now. So what you're saying is I need the horn hook to replace these KDs. And it's got to fit on that sort of a mount. You know, it's got the little clip that pops off. So, all right. I will see what I can find, or somebody can give me the coupler. Yeah, if they will fit that sort of connection, I'm happy enough to buy them. But, there goes that beautiful Märklin 249 with all the Märklin freight. Man, that's a gorgeous train. You are free to disagree, but that's just... if freight looked like that, I would be more into freight trains. Of course, I'd love a passenger car like that. An opposite of the ICE, all black with the red stripe down it, or even a white stripe all the way down it. That would be cool. Yeah, I agree, Dominic. They would be cool if they added die-cast figures to go with them. Yep. In some ways that's true, Eric, but there is a running order they're supposed to go in. So I would have to adjust. Like there's a baggage car that would go behind the locomotive. And then there is a buffet car that goes in the middle. So I'd have to convert at least 2 of them to Katie's on both ends. The rest of it, I wouldn't care. But the 4 that are out would go sort of intermittent between. Well, again, that's cool. Hey, Sir JD, Grandpa Rails, welcome in. You bought a VW Beetle 124 scale. To be honest, I thought VWs already were 124 scale. Oh, what's going on? The Czech Railjet is struggling to get uphill today. Come on, fella. Huh. Why are you struggling going up the hill? Hey, Sir Andrew 156, welcome in. Wonder if it lost a traction tire. It takes 2 Polish girls to move a 1960s Fiat. Why they gotta be Polish? Yeah, I forget what Goliath from, but there's so many cars in the world that they could make. It's hard to. Clive, you have a collection of Beatles Matchbox to full scale. Yes, I've seen that one, Clive. Yeah, I might be swapping out a locomotive here. Why is my Czech Railjet struggling? Let's see if you handle pushing. I'm going to send him the same way. Yeah, my Piko Czech Railjet locomotive is struggling. Well, hello, Sir Ewan, and hello, S&C Railway Lines. Welcome in, welcome in. Well, let's put you on a different camera. I gotta stop everything just for a second. Yeah, no I don't. Huh. Yep. Okay, that might be it. It looks like it lost a tire. So now I got to change loco here, so bear with me. Whoops. Wrong button, Anthony. Oh, there it is. Gonna change locos here on the Czech Railjet. The other one, I think it lost a traction tire. Yep, that's why you were struggling. You lost both traction tires. Okay, then. So, I got a job to do after show today. All right. Oh, it's going to be one of those shows today. Any reason why you decided to abandon your, Well, that doesn't sound good. That's probably why. Oh. Aha. Anthony, you put it in upside down, knucklehead. That's why it uncoupled. Whoops. Yep. Brain farts galore today. Well, I'll tell you one thing, that tells you how well made or well timed the Märklin traction tires are. Well, actually in this case, Roco, because they both went out at the exact same time. I've got one here and one I just had to peel off. So both traction tires went bad at the same time. I'm glad it's just nothing worse than a traction tire issue. No, I've got them both. It was stuck up in the gearage. Well, the wheel, you know. It was up above the fake bogey. Hey, Sir Mike from Putnam Junction. Welcome in, welcome in. Tim, saw your pictures today from Cardiff and Newport. That was very cool. I definitely enjoyed that. Memories from our wonderful days in Cardiff and getting to meet you. The first YouTuber we ever met. The first model train YouTuber we ever met. Live and in person. You started it all off. You were the first. You were my first, Tim. So, dude, I'm going to have to put traction tires on you. You're hard to put traction tires on. Actually, I will say this. I don't know what is the worst. I find putting traction tires on to be one of the hardest things to do with model trains. At least with some of them. If I could get the bogie and truck apart so I could just have access to wheels, it's fairly easy to do. But in a lot of these, you got to take it completely apart, which I don't like to do. Like my steamers, you just undo a couple of screws, move the bar, and slide it back on. But these, you got to get the whole truck apart. There's just not quite enough room to get in there with the tweezers and pop them on. But we'll get him all. And actually, my Beethoven needs 2 new traction tires too. My Rocos, they're going through their traction tires recently. Yeah, I mean, that's the best thing to do, Aaron, is when you come on YouTube, is have a goal that you yourself can achieve that doesn't rely on other people. Like, I'm going to use YouTube to show my videos, you know, to log the progress of my build. That's the way to do it. If you go on saying, well, I'm going to have 2,500 subscribers in a year and I'm going to, you know, it's nice to build and grow your channel. I am one away from 2,500 last I checked earlier today. And I can't believe I'm that high. And then there's other people that I think are much, much better channels than me that don't even have 500. And, you know, there's no... People say, oh, you got to do the algorithms, you got to do this, you got to do that. There's just a thing called sheer, blind, dumb luck. The universe is chaos. There is no plan in the universe. It's... You're just... It either happens or it doesn't. Just dropped a few hundred on track and switches. Yeah, I think I'll pass on that. And thanks for discouraging me from ever buying a BR78 EFO. Thank you for that. Yeah, you're at 686, Ray, and I don't understand it. You're there. You're supportive. You're the creator of Sidetrack Sunday, which was the first group show I actually really started watching, where it was a group of guys rotating the show. I mean, I know you did Sidetrack Sunday, and then, you know, Rick, Heath, and Jason, and John all came on board, and it was a fabulous, still is a fabulous show. I tune in pretty much every weekend. My family knows they have to leave at 8 o'clock so I can watch Sidetrack Sunday. My grandson isn't always happy with that. I gotta go home. Yep. Goodbye. Get out. Opa loved you for the last 5 hours, but now you gotta leave because I'm watching I'm watching Sidetrack Sunday now. Yeah, rule number 1 applies. Hey, welcome Ectodocious. We've got Tonight You. Where's that? There we go. Another Clio Knights of the Round Boy table. So, Aaron, if you want, we can maybe get you a few more subscribers. Pop your, or somebody can do that. Pop Aaron's, because all you got to do is right-click on their name, or I'm sorry, left-click the 3 dots by their name. Control copy. I'll do it. Let's see if I have any real influence in the world. This is Aaron's channel, and I should probably... Hey, Curly's here. Hello, Curly. Ah, there we go. Well, I did a link for you, but all you do is, when you're on YouTube, you go to your channel, and you copy-paste your link. You know, the HTTPS, you just copy-paste, and then, well, you copy it, and then you paste it into the chat. But, yeah, check out the table build. It's phenomenal. There's a lot of reasons people go. I mean, we talk about this all the time, but it's always worth the talk. We'll watch the UK and American stuff on the floor go by. God, an American train. I'm running an American train. How about that? Yes, Dwight, if you didn't catch earlier, I actually have an American train, an American locomotive, and an American passenger car. It's Baltimore and Ohio. I figured I really wanted the New York Central, but I figured I live in Ohio. Baltimore and Ohio was the way to go. I mean, I suppose I could have done Chesapeake and Ohio, but I figured Baltimore and Ohio. I live in Ohio. Go Buckeyes. National champs. Yeah, Efo, that's been funny. Weird in some ways, but funny. The racing, let's see, there's the racing outhouse. That's one. Go with the first class one in the U.S. I have no idea what that would mean. I don't know what a class one is. But anyhow, you know, there are people that they're serious modelers and they only want to see serious modeler channels. They want to see other people that are really, really building high-level, high-end layouts. That's what you're after. That's what you want to see. Then there are people that I'm sort of the opposite of that. It's not that I'm against the high end, because there are channels I watch that are high end builders, but it's the fun they build, the fun they bring, without being condescending. Like, I love Tony Northeastern, Tony Pinnell's. He is one of the most brilliant scratch builders in the world. But his awareness ego is non-existent. If he has an ego, he hides it. I'm sure he knows how well he works, but I met him, I've gone out to dinner with him, and he is a very down-to-earth, friendly man. He's just nice, and he could be one of those people, I'm so great and the rest of you are beneath me. But he's not like that. And there are channels that are like that where, and trust me, I've had some very unfriendly comments at times from people in many languages, German among them, because in their opinion, I don't take my modeling seriously. That I'm just running trains and I don't care for the hobby. And those people are the ones that just ruin the hobby for a lot of people. They don't ruin it for me because I just flip them off and continue doing what I do. I think I'm very serious about the hobby. It's a hobby. If I'm not happy, I'm not enjoying it, then I'm doing it wrong. If I'm not happy, and the number one thing for me is the trains. I love the trains. The layout is secondary. And as I've grown and expanded, okay, first I saw UK trains and I fell in love with a lot of UK trains. And then Joyce bought me I got the Mallard and Joyce bought me the Azuma with the help of Andy and Alan from Dragon Junction. You're from Baltimore, so you kind of know these things. Yeah, they did the herd of snails. They got the spider car, and I don't mean Spider-Man, just it's a spider. Hey, Sir Jana Benicki, no worries, no worries. And there's, and the channels I follow are people that are about the fun of the hobby. They're about the fun. And the people. They're about the community. And when you get somebody that's really good at modeling, really good about the community, and that's my weakness is, I have a lot of subscribers, but I have very few viewers on my channel. Now, and I've got a friend, I'll say a friend. It's nobody in here. I don't even know if they ever watch my live streams. I think it's a one-way street. I watch their videos and they never watch mine. But we chat, we talk offline, and they have 10,000 subscribers but their videos get about 100 views. I would be very depressed if I had 10,000 subscribers and only had 100 views on my videos. Ray, you're the reason I'm late. I was watching your video. But, yeah, the thing is, both, you got to do your channel for you. You can force yourself to follow the algorithms to grow your channel. Like, hey, YouTube and these people say if I do this and I do this. There are things that help, okay? Regular posting, consistent posting helps. Going to the live streams and getting, you know, I'd always say don't be fake, but you know, go into the streams and get to know the people, and usually as you get to know one, you'll get to know a bunch more, and then they'll join your channel and your channel will join theirs. And it can go fast, it can go slow. But, you know, and getting your face on camera. I've got a couple of, again, I like to use people I know. For example, there's a great modeler from Australia named Mansville. And Mansville has a great channel that isn't growing very fast, and I know they get a little frustrated at times because they go to everybody's chats. They're very knowledgeable. They're very good at what they do. They live in Australia. They do old British Triang. There's a lot of people that are huge fans of the old 00, Hornby 00 Triang, and so forth. They do repair videos. They've got 5 different, 6 different layouts on their, at their house. 6 different table layouts, and they're all brilliant. But they, you know, sadly, sometimes you gotta get your voice and your face on camera, and they don't. They do non-narrated videos, you know, captions saying, here's what I did, because they're very shy and they don't want to be on camera. And I understand that. So, but it does help. You know, it does help grow your channel when people see who you are and what you are. You know, we all make the joke, I've got a face made for radio, but it still helps people get to know who you are. Your modeling outhouse is called Sayer Tower. That's right, it is. Tim, you say you hate the sound of your voice. You know, and I don't see why. To me, the few times you do speak on your videos, I'm like, hey, it's Tim. You call them Amish videos. But I understand, it's very hard. I don't know if Kieran J94 is here. But early in Kieran's career, and I've known Kieran for over 5 years, probably 6 or 7 years. Kieran, a very nice man. Early on, he actually appeared and spoke in his videos, and a bunch of people, mostly Americans, jumped all over him for his accent, his dialect, and everything else, and that just scared him off. Never will speak again, because some people are very self-conscious. I have a speech impediment, which I do a great job of hiding, but as I'm getting older, it's coming back. I had to do 3 years, at least 3 years of speech therapy in elementary school, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade. I think I was done by 4th grade. But I had to go to speech therapy twice a week because I have speech impediments. Similar to our former president, Joe Biden, who also has a speech impediment and a tic. If I'm really tired, it starts to come out. And as I'm getting older, it's starting to come back, which is a little frustrating. Oh, well, Eric, let's face it. There isn't a person who knows me who doesn't say I don't like the sound of my own voice, which is funny because I actually hate the sound of my voice, but I do like to talk. Probably because I had to be so quiet when I was a kid, because you didn't want to disturb Dad or Mom. And you had a bunch of siblings that everybody was always shouting, so it was just like, okay. Hey, CMD, how are you? Yeah, I had the TH and S lisp, as well as the sliding tongue that would get in the way at times, so I had to learn how to pronounce and enunciate clearly, keep my tongue in place. I had to train my tongue, which actually has paid off, and never mind. PG, kids, PG. No, I am not a PG show. I'm not a PG show. We do have some underage people that do watch the show, including my grandson, but... But I do enjoy... Oh, let's go to the Village View. Let's go see the other side. Hello, Sir Ian! Hello, Ian. Our good friend Ian from the Netherlands. Yeah, Aaron, Joyce comes to my live streams every Friday. It's just that she's working. So she tries to come in around 5 o'clock. But yeah, Joyce has been coming to my live streams for a long, long time, for a few years. Hey, Chase, Sir Chase, welcome in, welcome in. That was so cool to have you up on screen, Ian, on the Saturday show. You can't roll your R's? Nah, I'm just going to leave that one there, Leslie. I can trill my R's very well. So I can go into Spanish or Bavarian. I can do Spanish or Bavarian German. Ich rauche nicht. Yeah, I do. I don't have a script. So I will usually start my show off with whatever's happened since I last did something, but where is it? Oh, I went the wrong way. Darn, I was trying to scrolling through the cameras. Hey, did I see my friend Sir Christopher was here? There he is. Hey, Continental Christopher. Dino, if you're still in the chat, my friend, we've got to have a special welcoming party for our friend Christopher, who has also joined the 3-rail Continental train. Although, Dino, I know your real love is that 00 British stuff. But, and Christopher, he's got his love of British 00 and Japanese N. And now he's going Continental. Everybody's doing a brand new train now. Come on, baby, do the Continental. I won't say I am schooled enough to say I speak Bavarian, but I can understand it. I understand it, and, you know, for example, even Bavarian, there's upper and lower Bavarian accents. But one of my grandparents was Bavarian. But, you know, you got to trill your R's. But it's like, in standard Bavarian, well, let's just say thank you in German. Danke schön. Danke schön. Danke schön. In Bavarian, it's Danke schön. Danke schön. And then in true rustic Bavarian, it's Danke schön. Danke schön. Danke schön. Then there is proper Bavarian, Grüß dich, Grüß dich. And then there's Grüß dich, Grüß dich. And then there is Western Bavarian, Allgäuer Bavarian, which is Grüß dich, Grüß dich. Danke schön, darling, danke schön. Wayne Newton, everybody. I would suppose most of my viewers would know who Wayne Newton is. We are all of an age. Oh, you've got some new trains, but the laptop and the DLSR failures. Did I see Heath is here? Hello, Sir Heath. How are my buses running? My buses, well, the one bus works. My Fowler car system works. It just doesn't work the way I want it to work. It's something with the reed sensors and the magnets and the motor. Something's gone wrong. And it might just be I need to replace the motor. The motor works in the bus, but there's a magnet that you attach to it, and it's supposed to go over the motors, the turnout motors, which creates the bump, which moves it over. And for some reason, it's not activating. And it starts with the reed sensor. The reed sensor seems to be the problem. So the cars actually will run in a circle. I just want the buses to go into the bus stop and stop. I want the buses to go into the bus stop and stop. You're still waiting for Wayne Newton to answer your wedding invitation. I think the Fowler car system, the Fowler car system is very good. And if you can get it working, it's great. Now, Wiesmann's car motion system has eliminated some of the problems of the Fowler car, but that creates problems of its own. I would like to go to the Wiesmann car system, but they are expensive, almost double the price of the Fowler cars. So I'd rather try to work the Fowler car system. Well, they are electric, but they still run out of batteries. But the thing is, for 2 weeks in April of 2020, I had my buses where they would circle and then turn off, go into the parking area at the bus station, stop, sit there for 1 minute, and then go back out and circle around and then go in the other side, because there's two sides to go in. So it was a wonderful system. It was wonderful. And then I bought the big fancy $180 digital thing that would have completely automated it, that I didn't have to turn motors on and on, because I used to have a little power switch to make the Fowler car things work. I would turn it on. But this was all digital, so it would always work. And that began 4 years of hell. I have gone back to it 3 times. I started a year ago, and I replaced my Fowler wire with the Wiesmann wire. And again, the cars do work. I could put the road down and just let them circle, but I really want the bus to pull into the bus stop. I am very proud of that bus station I built. That is the city of Delmenhorst. That is a 100% scale accurate Delmenhorst train station, and the bus ZOB in front of it, that's 100. Well, the bus center is 95% accurate. Part of the roof system isn't exactly right. No, my buses don't stop anywhere. That's the problem. But I'm also really talking myself into having 2 lanes of traffic where the buses would be on the inside and they would just veer off anyhow. And then the cars would just keep going around, and that way I don't have to worry about buses and cars crashing. Zou klikken nu. But, yeah, I did buy a new locomotive last night, which also means I'm going to have to find a matching set of cars, which is going to be either expensive or hard, but I'm going to wait till I go to Germany to find the cars. Hopefully I will. Man, I love that Italian train. Have I said that 100 times before? That is such a cool little train. I really like that train. And, of course, the freight. But on that note, Heath, nothing stops in Toledo. Nothing wants to stop in Toledo. We're just a dying city. When I was 5, Toledo had a population of over 400,000 people. When I was 12, it had a population of 383,000. Now it's about 290,000 at most. Yeah, and that's what I love about the Wiesmann, Aaron. That's what I really like about the Wiesmann. But you pay the price for all that. They're awesome. I will not say anything negative about Wiesmann, but they're just expensive. And I have invested so much money in the Fowler car system. And yes, my Fowler cars would work on the Wiesmann system. I mean, they're interchangeable. They're interchangeable. But I don't know if I would shoot myself or if Joyce would beat me to the punch if I said, honey, I'm just going to start. Because basically, one of the nice Fowler cars to do all that cost as much as a locomotive. So you're like, well, do I get the Wiesmann car motion, or do I get this locomotive I want? And you're having to make decisions. You're stuck with Magna Rail. Yeah, they both follow wires. Now, yeah, the Fowler is just a thin wire. Wiesmann now, it's a 5mm wide strip, magnetic strip. But again, ladies and gentlemen, if you just came in, I am running an American train. I am running a Baltimore and Ohio, the first truly American train running in my live stream. Now, yes, I ran the ICE3 Amtrak, which is a fake. There was never an ICE3 Amtrak.
I have run once, and I'll probably run it next week, the actual American ICE Amtrak. It was built by Siemens in Germany and brought over to the United States in 93, 94 as a test, and I don't know how long it ran in the United States, whether it was a year, 6 months, 2 years. I don't know how long it ran, but they elected not to go with it and went with something else instead. Why not buy a Carson Volkswagen bus? Ah. Yes, Airdville, that is my Mallard. That is my second Mallard. My original Mallard is now in the custody of hot dog pilot Andy, and this Mallard was his gift to me because he was going to fix my Mallard, and the way he fixed it was he took my old Mallard and gave me a new one. This is why I love the YouTube channel. There's just, there's so many nice people. And of course, I do the same. I have given plenty of things away. Dino, Model Railway Shed Dino, when he decided to try the German stuff, I had a bunch of stuff I wasn't using anymore. I had 2 or 3 locomotives and a couple of car sets that I wasn't using anymore. I had bought upgraded ones, and they were just sitting here not being used, and I could have sold them to him, but I didn't. I gave them to him because that's how I am. And then he turned around and bought me this London Olympics javelin set. So it's just, it's nice. You pay it forward, as the old phrase goes. You pay it forward. You don't pay them back. And the thing is, you know, I'm that type of person. I'm like, don't buy me anything. Don't buy me anything. I can buy for myself. You buy something for you. You know, don't. But when somebody wants to buy you something, let them. If somebody wants to give you a gift, let them. It's ruder to refuse it than it is for your ego to just say, oh, thank you. Because you can't think about paying it back. The idea is there's generosity, and you can always pay generosity back. You can always pay kindness back. You may not be able to pay the cost of a train back, but you shouldn't be thinking money cost. You should be thinking friendship. And if you can't pay it back to them, you can pay it forward to somebody else. Yeah, that part I knew, Ifo, just from learning about this ICE Amtrak. Aaron, kindness, it does come back. But, you know, the problem is there are too many people in this world that see kindness as a weakness. That being kind, empathetic to people, caring about people, they see that as a weakness. Being nice to other people, they see that as somehow being a weakness. And I don't know. I'd rather be nice to people than mean to people. And I've been mean to people. Sometimes I've had to be. I try to ignore those people, but A, I'm a street thug, and I can be confrontational. But also, we have this phrase, the straw that broke the camel's back. Everybody can ignore it to a point. And then there comes a point where you realize you've ignored it one too many times. It finally gets to you. The straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah, I've got it came with a certificate, a small book, and some other things. And I've got all the little bits. And the book. The only thing I don't have is the box. The only thing I don't have is the box. Years ago, you were chatting volunteers at the Seattle Museum, and Scale walked away with a nicely decorated SD-70. Oh, that's nice. But yeah, and there are people that are genuinely extremely nice people. They're what we would call delicate souls. And yet, because they're nice, there are people that don't like them. They think it's fake because their own attitude is, well, if you're being nice, you're fake. And they get hurt because people attack them, go off on them. And the excuse is, well, you put yourself up there. Yeah, with a couple of groupies, yep. Yep, Rusty's got some groupies listening to him. Thank ye. See, I should do a poll on Rusty's best songs. Which songs by Rusty are the best? His Ballad of Matt and Lil or his Cocaine? Oh, okay. Sean Ricard, what locomotive have you bought? You'll just have to wait. You'll just have to wait. How big is my layout and how many loops? It's a secret that only me and a couple other people know. Well, let's go to the big cam again. Bingo. Okay, so how big is this layout? This table is it's 8 feet wide by 12.5 feet deep. Or is that the short one? Yeah, that's the long one. So 8 feet wide, 12.5 feet deep. This middle section is 2.5 feet deep and 6 feet wide. And then this table is 8 feet wide by 11.5 feet deep. So it forms a big C, or a U, or an N, however you want to look at it. So the long run down the back is 22 feet long. So it's 22 feet long. There's also a parking area, which you can't see, below this camera. This camera's on the third shelf. Well, that's not going to do anything. I'm not on that camera. I have 3 loops that run the entire outer perimeter. And then I have 3 more loops that just run on this table. This is based on a city that I spent every June from 2003 to 2016 called Delmenhorst. Every June I spent the month of June in Delmenhorst. Well, about 3 weeks to 4 weeks. So it's an actual place. This side is supposed to be a fictitious representation of Bremen or Hanover. It's a hybrid fictional station. Just because most trains from Delmenhorst, if they run one direction, they run to Bremen or Hanover. If they run the other direction, they go to Oldenburg. So I have 6 loops that run up above, and then down on the floor, I have this is 3 rail, what we call AC, or in German Wechselstrom. This is all 3 rail, HO scale, and then down below I have 2 rail, double O, but now also HO American. So how long is the total loop length? Man, it has been years since I measured it. The outer loop is like 78 feet. And it goes down like 6 feet per loop. Uh-oh. What happened? Holy crap. Dude, you just randomly changed lane? sorry guys, my Austrian Railjet just decided to, huh. Uh-oh. That was weird. All right. Anybody else not railed? Okay, you're good. No? You're the one that got hit, so that makes sense that you're off and you're off. I'm just going to have to buy a replacement for that. Sorry about that, guys. You may have seen one of the Austrian Railjet, the double slip. Just apparently it got its wheel into the groove and forced it open. And so it ran into the freight train. Yeah, good thing it wasn't a beer train. It was going at a fast clip, but I got to keep my eye on it here. I don't know why it went through that slip. The slip is closed, but the rail had been pushed open a bit. But I'm going to watch it again here. But yeah, that was yeah, well it ran into the tanks on the container tanks. So yeah, I'm going to be a little paranoid about that. Hey, welcome in, Brad from Willow Creek. Sir Brad. But I'm wondering if that double slip is broken. It was acting up Wednesday. I was trying to get it to open. It would only go part way, and I get under, fix the wires with it, but maybe one of those times when I closed it again, maybe I popped something. I will wait till the live stream's over. I'll pull it out. I actually have a backup one I can use. Time for a cup of tea and biscuits. Ah, yes, tea and biscuits. You're making me scared, Railjet. You know, I see, that's the problem. I awakened the gremlins. I used to always brag a bit about, you know, most of the time my layout for 3 hours runs smoothly. We had some hiccups starting last week, some hiccups 2 weeks before that, really bad ones. And they all straightened out within half an hour, and then we had this one. And again, things had been running beautifully. Well, okay, the one locomotive blew its traction tires, but that... Okay, that did not go, but boy, that sure sounded like it bumped them. Just heard a little bit of a click there just as the Railjet went over. It made me nervous, like, oh, did it open it again? And ready to hit the all stop. Everything stops for T. Yeah, somebody shared a video with me about, you know, Brits not understanding, or Americans not understanding British tea time and making fun of, like, is there really such a thing as tea time? Is there really a tea time? So they did this bit where there's all these sirens. It's tea time! It's tea, you know, all these different sirens going off of that. It was hilarious. I think it was Mav shared it with me. Does this Railjet have enough power to run a double consist? When I first got it, I would say, yeah, no problem. I think flat, on a flat surface, I think it does. I think trying to take a double up the incline would be a struggle for it. Yes, it is. Yes, it's different. But of course, there's official tea, as it used to be called. And I've had that in the UK where we had an official tea. And then a lot of people just use it to describe a certain meal. But, you know, the old official tea was like 3 or 4 o'clock. I forget what it was, or that's when where depended on where you were at. But we've had people talk about, you know, it's 6 o'clock and I should get a little tea. And they were saying they were going to go eat dinner. Tea time, isn't that a golf phrase? Ugh, there's that 4-letter word. I was, who was I talking to? Oh, I think it was Mark from Model Railway Fantasia. He posted a little short, which I happened to catch because I missed 90% of people's, the short videos that people put up. I missed 90% of those. Because I've got channels that put up like 7 or 8 in a 10-minute period, and it just clogs up my feed, and I don't have time to scroll back and look for every short somebody put up. I will do that with videos, but I won't do it with shorts. Sorry. I'm just not going to go through your shorts. I consider that a personal courtesy. All right, let's change cameras. Go to this one because nobody's there. I couldn't have timed that any better myself. We'll have an ICE3 coming through in a second. Bingo. And there's that little 650 that gets ignored. We never talk about the little guys in the background. Those poor guys, they just run that short loop, and unless it's that Schienenbus, they just get ignored. Poor little guy. Poor little guy. But I'm bumped. 11s. No, I grew up, breakfast was when you got up, eat before you go to school. But my dad was dinner on the table, 6 o'clock. At 6:05, if dinner wasn't on the table, he was an angry man. Joyce's family was like 6:15 to 6:30. But they were also very consistent with dinner. So our kids, it was always 6 to 6:15. We kind of, Joyce and I split the difference. 6:15. My dad was always 6. Her family was 6:30. But we like the idea of having a regular dinner on the table when the kids are growing up. But of course, like everybody, the world today, the kids had sports, clubs, etc. There's always something going on. Yeah, try the Bavarian one. Yeah, I know. Trust me, Ifo. There's a certain Dane that is not here today that's always nagging me about running the Aero 1 or the Schienenbus. I won't name his name because Jean Ricard would be very unhappy if I named him in a complaint. But, yeah, he would like that Aero 1 or the Schienenbus running all the time. I do like the Aero 1. I don't know when I'll run it again. I'm not even looking ahead to next week's show yet, other than there's a couple of trains I want to run next week, and I might have a new Loco to show off next week. Yes, did you notice how I avoided that name drop? I'm very good about that, Andy. Dinner at tea time is called high tea. Well, over here, high tea means something else, and it doesn't have to be dinner. Yeah, man, tea. I could go for some Earl Grey, man. The good stuff, some Jamaican Earl Grey. All right, what is it with the Taurus locomotives today? Now those Austrian Railjets decided to pop its pantograph. Dude. Put your pantograph down. Nobody wants to see that thing in public. Yeah, I never smoked Herbal Jazz cigarettes. I had 3 sisters and too many of their friends who did it. I was very anti. I've never smoked anything. Never smoked a cigarette, cigar, pipe, illicit contraband. The only thing I smoked was somebody in the jaw if they annoyed me. Of course, I got my jaw smoked a lot more than I smoked jaws, but that's a different story. Well, Joyce is on this new kick where she doesn't eat breakfast. Like she munches a wafer, and that's breakfast. And I grew up, breakfast was the most important. If you're going to skip a meal, skip lunch, or go really light at dinner and don't eat a big heavy dinner right before going to bed. You know, if you're going to eat a big meal, it should be earlier in the day. You know, break your fast. That's why it's breakfast, right? You're breaking your fast. Yes, that is the original. That is the ICE-3 that started this addiction. It all started with this ICE, wherever he is, coming around now. Coming around the corner up at the top here. There There's the Czech, and there comes the ICE3. But that is the very first model train I ever bought. That is the ICE3, the one that's in all the pictures and videos of when I started the hobby. I traded it to Herb and then bought it back. I don't mind hot tea. I cannot stand iced tea. I cannot stand iced tea. But I will drink hot tea. But I don't, I drink it plain, maybe a little sugar. I don't add milk or cream or anything like that. I don't drink coffee. I cannot stand even the smell of coffee. I can't stand the smell or the taste of coffee. I did try coffee twice in my life when I was younger, and 2 of my 3 kids drink coffee. Joyce doesn't drink coffee. I don't drink coffee. And yet 2 of our 3 kids are coffee drinkers. And we're like, where the hell did you do that? All right, Mike, thank you for hanging out with us for a bit. Earl Grey. That's the one thing Joyce and I didn't do. Now, we were over at Jim from Hover Motion, and his wife did a true English tea, where it was tea, although most people had a Pepsi. But she had the little finger cakes and little scones, depending. I'll let the Brits fight out the regional pronunciations. But, yeah, it was a true official tea, the stereotype tradition. And it was lovely. Jim's wife and his 2 daughters were wonderful. And most of the time I hung up in Jim's attic watching his layout running. Jim from Hover Motion. Because he was the first English channel I started watching. Because I was watching all these German channels with Märklin, and he runs German trains. So it was in a suggested link, and I clicked it, and he was speaking English. I was like, oh, I understand German. I don't have a problem, but it's nice to have English. And from him, I linked a whole bunch of English channels, a lot of UK channels running UK trains, and just started connecting with all these people, especially just before COVID and as COVID hit, and we were all sitting in all the chat rooms together. Because I was, especially when COVID hit, I was off work, and then I was working from home. So I could watch all the live streams, because we had a strange work schedule from home. So I could watch and partake in a lot of the live streams, and they were all, because it was the evening in the UK, and it was early afternoon here. So the Americans are at work, but the Brits are home live streaming. Well, hello, Robin Grace. Thank you for popping in and saying hello. Very much appreciative and very honored that you stopped by. Thank you. There's Dino. By the way, Dino, because I'm so bad at sending emails, how have you been lately? Yeah, that's the problem with the UK. Now, Andy Hot Dog Pilot will occasionally stay up a little late and watch, but that's midnight, or beginning next week it'll be 1 a.m. for the UK guys. That's hard to watch. That's why, you know, like a long time ago, needed to set time aside in the evening, so I don't watch any live streams on Tuesday or Wednesday anymore. That's sort of Joyce and my get off the internet time. But yeah, I'm able to get up. I try to be up in time. Sometimes I'm just finishing breakfast or just getting out of the shower when Andy starts his live stream. Now, because of us jumping ahead, Andy's live stream's been at 9. because Sunday is the traditional family sleep-in day. Joyce likes to sleep in on Saturday, but I tend to get up anyhow. But Sunday is the sleep-in day, but I get up to watch Andy's live stream. And trust me, that's a sacrifice. Not that Andy asked me to do it, but I do it because I like to see Andy. Andy's one of the nicest guys on YouTube, Hot Dog Pilot Andy. Pretty much anybody named Andy. I can't think of an Andy that's not a nice Andy. Is there something about the name Andy? I mean, think about it. Even Andy Griffith. Maybe if Hitler's parents had named him Andy, he would have been a good guy and not a bad guy. Because I can sit here, Joyce and I joke about a myriad of people we know named Andy, and they're all good people. All right, I do have the exception. My grandfather Reitz. My grandfather Reitz was Andreas, which got converted to Andrew when he came to America as a 6-year-old. And so he was Andrew, and he wasn't a pleasant man. That's family dirt there. I didn't like my my mom's dad or mom. My mom's stepmom I liked, and she wound up being the worst of the bunch. But my grandpa and grandma Reitz, they divorced after like 35 years of marriage. But my grandpa was just not he didn't like kids. And he especially didn't like my dad's kids. He didn't like me and my siblings. For no other reason than my dad was a lot older than my mom, and my grandpa was not happy they married. He didn't even go to the wedding. In fact, my dad worked for my grandpa Reitz, and the famous story is my dad went in and said, "Sir, I'd like you to know I've been kind of seeing your daughter for the last year or so, and we would like to get married." And my grandpa said to my dad, "How are you going to support her?" And my dad said, "I work for you." And my grandpa said, "No, you don't." Fired him. Fired my dad. My dad was his head electrician, and he fired him. And then he didn't go to the wedding. And he was never friendly to most of the grandkids. But my siblings and I, we definitely got a colder shoulder than most. But my grandpa Dodge was the awesome grandpa. I would spend a week, 2 weeks scattered through the summer with him, certain weekends through the school year with him, and he was great. Now, my dad would always say he was not as nice a father as he was a grandfather. I was like, I can't help that. I'm the grandkid. Just like I'm probably much softer on my grandson than I was on my kids, but I was soft on my kids too. Hey, there's Carl! Sir Carl is here! I keep meaning to bring Carl's stuff down here. Speaking of which, I wonder if Joyce is going to be home early. I shall ask her. No, not that way. This way. Joyce had a crazy work week. I'll let her do more of the talking about it, but Joyce is going through teaching partners. pretty. Joyce had a new teacher. Joyce teaches 4th grade, and the other 4th grade teacher moved. Or retired. And so a new teacher came in, and Joyce met her, and they hit it off great. Except the new teacher's husband is he's from Liverpool, which Joyce thinks he's being from Liverpool. We're going to hit it off great because he's a Liverpool Reds fan, and we could talk Beatles and Liverpool and that. But he's from Liverpool, but she is an American citizen, but she wasn't born in America. She is an American citizen, but she's Lebanese. Her husband is English, and they have been living and working in Abu Dhabi for the last few years. And now she wants to come back to the United States, and he's being held up with all kinds of paper. Like, technically, he's automatically an American citizen. She's a citizen. He's married to her. There shouldn't be a hassle getting in, but there's a hassle for him getting over there. So she has been staying in Abu Dhabi, and so they hired a substitute teacher for her. She was pregnant anyhow and took part of a year off maternity leave. But the first substitute teacher lasted 3 days and quit. They were trying to balance their master's university evening school with teaching, and they just decided they couldn't do it. And so another teacher came in, so it was the third teacher in a week, and that was Mrs. Morgenstern, and she stayed until the other teacher has decided to come back to America and took over on Monday. So now the kids, after 3/4 of the year with one teacher, now have a new teacher. So it's been kind of chaos. I don't mind hard-boiled eggs. Oh, John, both your grandfathers died. Joyce had that with grandmother and great-grandmother on one side, but she had her dad's mom lived into her 90s. My grandfather Dodge died when I was 11 or 12. My other grandfather died while I was in high school. But it was... I know my mom used to give me grief. My mom would, why don't you talk about my dad the way you talk about your Grandpa Dodge? I said, because Grandpa Dodge was fun and your dad's a rotten, mean SOB, you know. Now I understand why you're messed up, Mom. Looking at your mom and dad, it was only natural you were going to be messed up. Because as much as I didn't like my grandpa Reitz, my grandmother Reitz was worse. She was just, oh my God, that woman was just so unlikable. She was just such a miserable old woman. I used to think, well, I know why they divorced. All right, Ray is off to bowling. All right, well, I'm glad to hear that your bowling has been picking up and you've been doing well. I haven't bowled in 20 years, and I miss it. I also miss playing softball, which I haven't done in 23 years. Softball or baseball. I don't miss coaching anything, but I do miss playing. I would like to join a summer over 50s league and play baseball or softball again. But the problem is we're gone in June, and the leagues start in June. But the last time I bowled in the league, I averaged like 202, 203, and that was 25 years ago. Hey! Wow! Wow! Wow, wow, wow. You're even here before 5. Uh-oh. Bingo, bingo, bongo. Here, I shall give you this. Let you have a mic.
Okay.
Or a Tom or a Bob or an Andy,
Yeah,
whatever.
What say, huh?
Here's a mic. You know,
all
whatever
right.
you want to name
Well,
it.
hello,
And-
Bailey. Hi, Tom. Hi, Colin. an interesting day for sure. It's all good. Hi, Raymond. Hi, John. So, Dino. Actually, Dino was saying, hi, Andy, with the wave. So, hello, Lindtree. Oh.
Hi there.
Hey, sweetheart.
You don't look too stressed. You look better than you did coming home last week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it's a good day.
It was a good day?
Yeah.
You're just saying that because I told you last night it's been a long time since you came home?
No, it was a very good day.
Cool.
So,
well,
hi there, Andrew.
I expect you to stay later because you and Dad were going to
hi,
yap a bit.
Just a little bit. Hi, Carl. Hi, and good night, Ian. I see your baseboards.
Yeah, he's the one I think I showed you. He did the double lift up.
Right, yeah, I did see that. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Clintonville, coming to the party.
And just to let you know, if Joyce says pretty cool, that means awesome. Joyce,
Hiya, Leslie.
Joyce specializes in
Hi, Hector. Welcome.
Joyce
Hello,
specializes
Andrew.
in understatement.
And
that was
everybody's
cool.
complete, indeed. Hello, Randall.
What did you think of the trip to the UK? It was cool.
I had a great time.
Queen of the understatement.
I am a bit, yeah. That's kind of funny. So, hi, Airville. I'm glad the enthusiasm's great. I didn't put you on because I didn't today yet. Yeah, Liz asked me if I needed a ride because it's pouring. And I said, no, it's fine. And then it started pouring. I'm like, yeah, maybe. Maybe I do need a ride. Then, nope, it stopped. Never mind. Sun came out. I can go.
The sun came out?
YouTube. Yeah, sun came out. It
Wow.
poured heavily and started hailing. No, I don't want to go on the TV.
No, get that
Never
ass
go
all the
vacation.
time. Okay,
Okay.
the chopped steak, the steakum is off the menu because we don't have any.
Oh, we don't. Okay,
No.
I thought we did.
I really started thinking when we were talking about that we didn't buy any at the store.
Okay, I guess.
So
I
if you
thought
want a
we
steak
did.
sandwich, we have to go out and get it.
Well, that's okay. Well, we could get
Otherwise,
that.
it's going to have to be the chicken cordon bleu,
We can do the chicken cordon
the
bleu
chicken cordon bleu,
tonight.
or the lasagna.
Yeah. Although I have to.
Ooh, we just had a bunch of trains crossing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course you know the big deal today.
Yeah?
You know what the big deal for the live stream is today? Oh, you've got to wait for the other one.
Yeah. That's a Mallard.
That's a Mallard, yes.
Yes.
Come on, where are you? There he is.
There it is. Okay.
This
That's
is
your
the first ever American train.
Yes, your Ohio and.
Well, technically not, because the ICE Amtrak was an American train. Actually, it was a German
So-
train brought over, but yeah.
That was out my window.
Holy crap!
I couldn't quite tell if it was an eagle or a. Oh God.
That's an eagle.
I thought it might be.
And that's a bald eagle.
Yeah. Spreading its wings out. I assume trying to dry it.
That's huge.
It's a huge bird. My
That's
kids,
a big bird.
My kids went
I
crazy.
pity the cars that are nearby.
I pointed out to my children.
That's out Joyce's classroom window.
Yeah, so it's standing on a chimney with its, I assume drying its wings because it rained quite a bit.
That's a young bald eagle.
Yep. And just
La,
had the
like an
wings
eagle.
spread out, and my kids went gaga over it. I pointed out to a teacher or two. They were like, wow. Never did find out if Rivarossi
That's
saw
a big bird.
That is a huge bird. My
And this
kids were
isn't even
like,
Sesame Street.
I didn't even know that was big or so big. So yeah, so that was excitement. I won the 50-50 raffle today.
Oh, no wonder you're in a good mood. Money. That's why. That's it. Joyce got some money today. That's why she's happy. That makes it a good day. She could have
I
had 5
questioned it.
kids
I
turn
could
into
not
zombies
tell.
and eat the rest of her class, but she won
Could
money at
not
school.
tell if it was a turkey vulture or an yeah,
Hey,
turkey
Carol.
vultures are also
Hey, Carol.
huge. We have plenty of turkey vultures here, so I question whether it was a turkey vulture or an eagle. Its shape, especially with its head turned around, looked like a lot of the eagle pictures you
Yeah,
see. I could see no white on it, though.
We have bald eagles in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
No mistaking them.
Oh, yeah, we do.
But yeah, that was a
Yeah, turkey
vultures are
huge.
big,
Yeah,
and
they
I
are.
had to debate for a second whether it was a turkey vulture, but you could see just a bit of white on the head, and it's not the naked that the turkey vulture gets.
turkey vulture
it
don't
wasn't
have
as
any
long a
feathers.
neck as the turkey vultures.
Oh,
'Cause,
you
yeah,
have
we get
them
turkey
too,
vultures
yeah.
all over.
Yeah, we do. I had one actually come almost skim me. I was on my bike. I about fell out of my bike. I'd never seen a bird that big before. But yeah, they're huge. So anyway, no, the kids were okay. They were just chatty, but they were okay.
Good.
And no drama and all that kind of crap. But the other kids weren't awake enough, so
Yeah.
that was fine.
We had a train crash today.
Yeah, so I heard. Oh
Oh,
dear.
you were listening in when it happened?
No,
Oh,
somebody said.
the Railjet went through. You know, see how it's going there?
Yeah.
It ran fine for an hour and 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden, it went through the turnout,
Wow.
the double slip. Its wheel
What did it run into?
caught the groove
Yeah.
and went in, and
Yikes.
it hit the
Maybe we don't like
it
the
hit the
double
Märklin
slips.
train.
Well,
So
that
it went
seems-
across because it's on lane 2. So it
Right.
went across 2 lanes and hit the train in lane 5. Fortunately,
Wow.
no other trains were there because we could have had
Yeah.
a major crash.
You sure could have.
But no real damage. No real damage. It's more. I think I need to replace that
Yeah,
double
we
slip.
have geese, swans, and herons here too.
That double slip seems broken.
Ah, gotcha.
So we can
Okay.
either run up to Hornby's and buy one, or I can order one, or just wait.
Well, I always thought if we just went to Hornby's, if we wanted.
Ormondy's, not Hornby.
Ormondy's, yeah.
I was saying
Yeah, to
Hornby's.
Hornby's. We could go to 71 and visit AJ at the same trip. 'Cause he's
That's
off
out
of
that
71.
way, and then that's down that
Yeah,
way.
right. I don't know
If
how
you were gonna-
long it is from Cleveland.
It's probably still about 2.5 hours
Is it
there.
that long? See, I was just curious how far it
So
would
it's
be.
it's an hour.
Because you know we have to take 71 to get on 33. for
Right.
him.
So yeah, we could. I mean, if you wanted to make a long weekend of it, we could.
Yeah, and just stay the night over in there or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was a thing we could do.
Well, I
First,
mean.
a double slip. The vibration shakes them and makes them come loose. Okay.
Okay. Well, that's what I wondered, Eric. Although this one definitely the pivot arm.
You only have
is-
dragons and whales, of course.
It's disconnected.
Uh,
So I think it's broke.
That's not good. No, I don't think he goes. I mean, my kids asked that. Oh no, it was Di because she thought she saw the eagle eating a dead animal on the street. I said, it's probably a turkey vulture.
In that case, probably a turkey
Yeah,
vulture.
because I don't know that they scavenge. I know they're predators.
Eagles can scavenge, but they won't scavenge like that.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
They won't scavenge in the open. They might scavenge if they see a fresh kill. They'll come in and chase off somebody else and take it.
Right.
But they prefer to catch it live.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
The
kinda what I
first
thought.
time I saw a bald eagle in our neighborhood, you got to remember. Now, yes, I'm 60 plus years old, but when I was 15
Nessie
to
in
20, the
Scotland.
bald eagle was on the endangered list.
Yeah.
It was in limited populations in
Yeah,
Washington
a lot of
State
trains together
and
again.
the lower panhandle of Alaska. That was its range. It was nowhere else. And then they made it, you can't touch them.
Yeah. Right.
And now, I was sitting in our backyard 3 summers ago now.
Yeah, it was.
2 or 3 summers ago. And I was working on that deck at the time, restaining the old deck.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw this blur fly between my backyard and my neighbor's backyard. And it was huge. And my brain registered and said, bald eagle? And then my brain said, we don't have bald eagles in this area. And then it
Yes, we
flew
do.
through again. I was like, that's a bald eagle. And I went and told Joyce, Joyce, there's a bald eagle flying in the backyard. And I mean, we're urban.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm expecting her to go, no.
We're-
And she's like, oh yeah, they've been migrating into this area.
Yeah. Well, we don't live very far from the river. We see a ton of them when we kayak on the river.
Oh yeah, we see a bunch of them
Yeah.
when we
So
kayak
they like
on
to
the
hang
river.
around the river.
Yeah, you don't mistake them. They sit on the highest
So
tree and look
we're-
like,
We're less than a
I'm
kilometer.
the king of the birds here. Bow before me.
We are less than a kilometer away from the river, so
Oh, is it even a kilometer or less than a kilometer? Isn't it
I
like
think it's a little less. It
half
might
a-
be
half a
one.
kilometer?
It might be a kilometer
from the river?
You said 6/10 of a mile, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Across two
suppose we're
rows.
half a mile from the river.
Mhm.
Close enough. It's a 15-minute walk.
Yeah, you do have to take care of your pets.
Yeah.
Anyway, we sure...
But at least it's not Florida where the alligators get your pets and your kids.
And your children, yeah.
Or in Australia where it's the great whites get them. Ah, you little shock biscuit! Sorry, greatest Australian word I've ever learned.
Yeah.
And then I met a bunch
biscuit.
of Australians that said they never heard that word before, but it was slang for little kids, shark biscuits.
All right, Google it. Oh, that's a great term.
I look 21. Dude! No, I don't. I do not look 21.
Well, the gray hair kind of belies
The
21.
bald and the gray hair.
You look healthy, though.
Well, I've gotten healthy.
Yes.
That 70 pounds I lost has something to
sure
do with
did.
it.
Yep.
But I've chubbed in the face again. I need to thin the face down.
Yeah,
But that'll happen
it's
this
hard.
summer once we start walking and kayaking and playing tennis. As long as you don't fall down and hurt yourself again.
Right.
That really put a kink in getting healthy last
Sure
summer.
did. Yeah.
We
it
didn't
slowed
play
us
tennis
way
or
down.
kayak much last year. You mangled yourself up good.
Yeah, although a lot of the kayaking was a lack of water.
All right, good night, Efo. Thanks
Night,
for spending
Efo.
time with us.
Appreciate you being here.
You've got the body of a 21-year-old. Well, give it back. You're messing it up. Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, I'm a northern person. I won't get too far, but I'm a northern person. I cannot live in the south. I got to be in the north. In fact, even Toledo, we're not going to move, but every now and then the urge to move. I want to be somewhere where we get white Christmases because they're fewer and further between in Toledo anymore. I miss white Christmases.
Recently celebrated your 37th birthday.
Ah!
That could make you the youngest one here.
No, there's others younger.
Are there?
But the problem is him celebrating his 37th birthday means he's easily young enough to be our child.
Yeah, we could claim you, Andrew.
We could adopt you. My daughter is 36, going on 37. My oldest.
Yeah, we understood that. Agreed. Oh, you had wimpy winters in Minnesota, too. That is sad. Well,
Yeah, tragic,
climate change.
man.
It is.
Tragic.
You have to go up to Canada.
Yeah, the little red guy running the inner loop,
Yeah?
that's a Roco. Märklin just released it this year.
Oh.
Oh, well.
Yeah, he runs pretty well.
Randall's 41. Technically,
Don't you
Randall's
have
old
two
enough
of
he
them?
could be my kid if I were fooling around my first year of college.
Yeah. It's a bad finger stay. Ah, understood. Morning, Monsville.
Hey, Monsville, I was just talking about
Andrew,
you.
all right, Daddy. Oh, your ears are burning. What?
Daddy. Quick, say
He's
it.
got a new browser, S3 Hammerhead. That's cool.
The Bowser. Bowser, that's a
Bowser?
train.
I can't read.
That's a model train
Gotcha.
company.
Okay.
Cool.
Greetings from New Zealand. Ah.
You are 9 in dog
Very
years.
cool. Yeah, that's one way to think of it. You don't want to go back to school, though.
Yeah, but I'm not rubbing your belly to see if your leg kicks.
Yeah.
Ooh, we had a big passing right here. I should have had the 11 lane on. Everybody was there at one time. That's the second time that's happened, where I've had everybody there at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it when they mix too.
Let's see where we at.
41. That's good.
Not bad. You got a job to do, dear.
Oh, okay. If you haven't hit the like button, gentlemen and ladies, please hit the like button.
Daisy.
Daisy.
I like Daisy. I like Daisy.
Yeah, better. Yeah, this is as much as I've had in my hair in a long time. A lot of body with the rain.
Still remember that joke.
But it was funny. It's like, nah, I'm fine. It's not raining. And oh, never mind. It's pouring. Oh, yes, and now it's hailing. This conversation with Liz.
That was the...
I appreciate her looking out for me. There's terrible worries about me.
Was it AJ or was it Liz I made that joke?
What's that?
It was parent-teacher conferences. And you had come in, and I had said, well, the only reason your kid's getting an A is because you sleep with me. Mm-hmm. And the parents in the hall were like,
yeah.
I'll give your kid an A, but only because they're sleeping with me. And the parents in the hall were like, she's my wife, guys. We're talking about our kid.
I hope we get Kahat Automotive Enterprises off our bags.
Hey,
It's good run in Charlotte.
this is the danger you take. They're using that new gas with his special formula.
Yeah,
and
it's a little
Fredo's
risky.
not handling it well. Now, yes, we did just get a top 10 in the truck, but Fredo had dominated the truck series, so we're not content. From what I understand, Kahat Automotive Enterprises is not happy with just top 10s. They expect championships. Fredo needs to deliver, or he could wake up with a spider in his bed. A big spider.
He doesn't have to be sad just because his. How did you?
Hey, the
refresh
race
that?
is not doing too badly, I've got to say. Oh, a spider! He spins out again.
Yeah.
Who put the spider in my car? Somebody found out his secret, and they've been sabotaging him after his championships last year. They've been sabotaging poor Fredo.
Hi, Southern Cross.
Die, you stupid spider! What?
Well, the last
Killed by a Dane?
the Christmas special, I think they've forgotten me. They're playing poker together. He's gotten over his fear.
Fredo Bagino. Hey, Sir Dirk, how are you? Welcome in, my friend. Fredo Bagino. Well, it hasn't turned out all bad for me. I mean, you know, the whole gang is dead. Nobody knows that I was the rat. And it could have been worse for old Fredo, but... Fredo Bagino. And if you don't know what we're talking about, you have to know Matt Clark Series 3 and the Christmas special.
You should
4.
watch it. You should watch all of them.
Yeah, you have to watch all of them.
And
that's
like and comment.
You can join in at the start of any season, but to really understand the interplay between all the characters.
Yeah, he did his character building in the first one, so.
Well, they've grown and changed and developed, but
have grown,
the interplay, like understanding the whole dynamic between Silas, Daisy, and then on top of that, the Southwestern Ecumenical Council Service.
Indeed.
Yeah, in fact, it was Randall. Randall went back and was watching somebody commented on one about Daisy's attire at work, that she's taking Casual Fridays to an all-new level. Says, actually, she dresses fine. It's hard to find things that fit properly everywhere. It's more like those dirty old preachers. It's a bit good to see you, Miss Cockett. I see it's a bit nipples. I mean nipply. I mean nippy in here again. It's above the neckline, gentlemen. Oh, fiddlesticks.
I only got you 2. You got the 42.
Ooh, you got me one whole new one.
Got you one whole new life.
Well, I could give myself one, and that would make another.
There you go. Clocks go forward this weekend. That's good to know.
Not ours. We went forward 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
3. I already got some great jokes set up for the next season. I really need to sit down and start scripting. Right now I'm just collecting jokes, but I need to start. I've written some plots. I'm just trying to find some more information about some things. The biggest thing is I need to find what steamships were sailing in the 1890s.
Yeah. Gotta do some. Your brute? No,
Oh,
brute.
the brew, the I Am Brew. It's a beer.
Oh, okay.
Nope. For a second, I thought you were doing Marvel Universe. I am Groot. I am Groot. You know,
Oh.
I am Groot.
I am brute.
I am Brew. Oh, that's Groot's brother, Brew.
Yeah.
His vocabularistics consist entirely of I and am and Groot, and in that order. A metallic tasting soft drink. No, we never tried that over there. I
No,
always
we
thought
did
it was.
not.
I thought it was a beer too, but
Okay. Ocean Liner Designs.
oh no!
Mike does a whole slew of videos from ships from that era. Okay. What's the matter?
Greg, he
Oh.
bought this train and it's lost in the USPS. I had something disappear in the USPS for a few
that does
days.
stink. Yeah.
And I won't badmouth because A, we've got family that works for the United States Post Office. And, you know, when you understand the billions of pieces of mail and packaging they handle, yeah, it sucks when something gets lost, but they're people doing their jobs.
Yeah, my sister though
And
was
for
pretty
the
good
most
at
part, they're
tracing stuff
understaffed.
down. Not that
They're gonna be
she
even more
could
understaffed
find
now.
everything. There were things that just disappeared, so to speak. But she could trace a lot of things. I think she
Yeah,
made sense of your problem.
The ICE-3 I bought to make the German flag one,
Mhm.
that one, eBay still has it listed as not arrived because they never got the, you know, it disappeared on the tracking system before I got it, and it's never
They
been fixed or
give you a
updated.
rebate. They give you a rebate.
No, I got it.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
Yeah. And the thing is, they don't, all the options to edit it or contact them about it, none of them are, you got it and it's okay. It's all file a claim. Bought some couplers from Evermodel in February and have not received them. Well, I bought a couple of things. One of them I have not been notified that it's, I got some stuff coming from the UK. I bought a miniature Lord Owl and went and got the Jenny Kirk and the Richard Watson and one other. There was a fifth one that they didn't have available. It was another YouTuber I watch. I don't watch Jenny anymore, just because Mondays I can't watch, and Monday Club's that, and they're just. Oh right, you were talking about, you did the pre-war baseball cards too.
Yeah.
A shipping label in a plastic bag.
Wow. I mean, somebody helped themselves. to
We've
it.
done that once. Was it
Yeah.
me?
Oh,
Where we sent something off, mailed it off, and then realized that the item that was supposed to be inside the envelope or package was still here. Oh, that was one of the Christmas cards to the UK.
yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I forgot to put the card in, so I had to go back out and grab it.
Try it again, huh? I don't remember that, but all right.
Because you're working, Lee. Not chatting because you're working. We understand
That's
that.
okay.
See, I chat a lot because I'm never working. Which is not true. I've been doing a lot of work on the layout lately. With no help from
What?
nothing.
I was reading.
Indeed. I was just saying I've been doing a lot of work lately. I was saying I never work on the layout, but I've been doing a lot of work lately.
You have been doing a lot of work on your layout. You're retired, you know.
Yeah,
have a lot of
but
time.
what have I done since I retired? Caught up with all the movies, all the books, and all the video games. Mostly video games.
Mostly video games, yeah.
Computer games that I hadn't been able to play for the last few years. So how about that? We got Great Northern and Southern Cross.
I noticed that too. So we're kind of covered the gambit here, haven't we? Top of the globe and the bottom of the globe.
But you know, of course, I can't see those two words without singing.
Of course not.
And now that I've actually seen it.
Yeah.
When you see the Southern Cross for the first time, you understand now why you came this way. Yep. One of many, many, many awesome, awesome, awesome experiences in Australia. But going up to the top of that mountain and seeing the Southern Cross constellation for the first time, that was cool.
Oh, that easy, huh?
Yep. Unfortunately, I can't sing. Doesn't stop me from doing it, but I just sing badly. It's like Joyce. She tells me to behave, and I say I am behaving, just badly. Did that at the doctor's yesterday. Anthony, behave. I am behaving. Badly. What are you scrolling through?
Why did you just snatch that from me? Good grief. I'm looking to see if it
I'm
has,
sorry, teacher reflex. Somebody's supposed to be paying attention in class and you're on your
I went to
phone.
Google.
Teacher reflex.
No, I did go to sports. Why is this guy giving me sports?
I don't care if you went to sports. I saw something about the Toledo Mud Hens.
Yeah, I was to see if they were able to play. Let's start with an O instead of an I, though. We have several
Andrew,
teachers.
I am behaving badly. Telling people to behave is not enough. You have to tell them how you want them to behave. Because you can behave well, but you can behave badly or poorly. Just because it's assumed, it's implied you want them to behave better.
Okay, it's Toledo 2, Columbus 3, top of the 5th.
Thank you for sports. We did weather, now sports. Now do you have a cute little dog story to end the newscast with? Yeah, I've only had one bad deal in all the deals I've ever done. I bought from an eBay seller in Germany, and I bought a specific train, and they crossed the envelopes, and I got one thing, and somebody else got the other, and they did pay me the difference, but I sent the train on to somebody else or sent it back and got a refund, and then they gave me additional money. But yeah, I was not a happy camper.
Yeah, you never got the train that...
Because it was all lit up
Right.
ICE2.
Yeah.
And, you know, Renaud still has my money for the Flix train car set.
Mm-hmm.
I need to tell them, dudes, just give me my money back or give me this
Alright.
instead.
Yeah, you should contact them. I tried buying something for you from Renaud's, and I bought it, and then they said, oh, wait, no, that's back ordered.
Yeah.
You just said you had it.
Yep, that's exactly what happened with this.
I
They said
didn't
they
wait
had
very
it in
long.
stock.
I didn't wait very long, went back and said, I'm canceling my order.
Yeah,
It's
I
for
mean, they
Christmas
do
and you
that
aren't gonna
all the
have
time.
it.
That is a major pet peeve with Renaud.
Oh, for sure.
We have it in stock on back order. If it's
Right.
on back order, it's not in stock.
Exactly.
Don't list it as in stock with the green check mark. It's not like, oh, we thought we had it and didn't.
Uh-huh.
But they got it on back order. It's something you're not, it was a limited release of cars. It was a limited release, MHI, so they're not going to remake them. It's not like there's a second wave coming. That's why I bought the Loco I did last night, because they've got all the versions on sale, from the lowest DC analog version to the maximum AC 3-rail version. And the one I wanted, the maximum AC 3-rail, was on a delay of 5 to 10 days. They could get it from the factory. Well, they just got a new shipment in, apparently. They got more in because they had it greenlit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not taking chances. I've wanted that Loco for years. It's been on my wish list for years. Screw it, I'm getting it. It's just something I won't buy in Germany.
Right.
What I have to buy in Germany are cars for it.
Ah.
That's not going to be extremely easy, I will say. Did you go over and look at the... No, but I leaned back this way. Did you look at the new platforms and everything?
I will. I'll throw out your lights.
You will after lunch. But you can go now. Yeah, exactly.
Good. It didn't get you anywhere.
Yeah, and Renaud's, it's Ray. I've had many chats with Ray. Right now I'm on his good side. I bought a few things from them recently.
4, 5 trains together right there. And this one was a little guy.
But yes, they always have things listed as in stock, and then they're not in stock. Their right hand doesn't know who their left hand's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's frustrating.
I got into it with Ray a long time ago when he did a video, and he kept saying Märklin. I'm like, dude, you're a European. It's Märklin. Why do you say Märklin? He's like, because most Americans know it as Märklin. I said, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, say it right. You're selling it.
You can pronounce it right. You know how it's pronounced, pronounce it right. Pet peeve of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every now and then their consignment stuff is pretty cool. They've had a couple of big collection purchases recently. But like the one collection, they were charging premium prices for some of that stuff. But there were a couple of deals in there. I have recently bought some things from Renaud's consignments, a couple of my Locos. Like my 103 Loco, that was Renaud's, I believe. Because they had it in stock and it had it at a good price. I think that one was Renaud's.
Yeah.
Or did I buy it off of eBay? I'm trying to think what I bought from Renaud's, but I've bought 2 or 3 things from Renaud's in the last few months.
Yeah, you have, yeah.
And been lucky. I've gotten what I ordered.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Who you watching?
The Railjet.
Ah, the old Czech Railjet.
Is it easier to go up this direction?
A little, yeah. Even though,
Seems to be.
yeah, because that is like just a straight decline, and this one's a slow winding incline.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they definitely seem to go easier this way than that way. Yeah, I started with the Czech Railjet, but you'll notice he's not running on the Czech Railjet right now.
Oh dear.
Blew both traction tires, so he was just struggling. He's running fine.
Yeah. Just the
Or
tires.
she, hang on. Sorry, we're going to sex the locomotive right now.
I think you have a second choice.
I think that makes it a boy. See, I joke about that. I've talked about it in all the time in my live streams. Like,
Hi,
do you
Kieran.
genderize your trains? Hey, there's Kieran.
Yeah, we use micro.
I'm American too.
Mundo.
I'm American too, but it's pronounced Märklin.
Märklin.
Just like somebody's name might be, I might want to pronounce it one way, but when they say it's pronounced another way, I'll go, okay, that's how I'll pronounce it. But this is a gorgeous, this is a Piko. Look at the detail in this. This is Piko's this is their highest end version. This is their collector's level or whatever. That, all the color and the detail in there, that's just amazing. It's beautiful. That's beautiful. I just gotta get 2 new traction tires.
Are you out of tires, or you just?
No, I've got
Okay.
plenty of traction tires. I just
don't
need
wanna
to
do it now.
Yeah, I don't want to do it now.
Understood.
I don't want to do it now because I don't want to embarrass myself on live TV. At least doing that. I'll embarrass myself in plenty of ways, just not doing that.
Right. Yeah, I think so too.
So I put the Vectron on the Railjet, and he's doing a splendiferous job.
Sure.
I don't know. It's really weird. Sometimes I say he, sometimes I say she. He's doing a good job, she's doing a good job. I don't know. I guess if it's...
Gender neutral.
It. I should just say it.
There you go.
So we'll just throw that out to you again. Do you genderize your locos, and if so, which way? Are they he's or are they she's?
Kieran came in.
I think I do split. Some of them I refer to as she, and some I refer to as he. Yeah, classic, and actually they've kind of stripped that down. Because they do hobby and expert, and what is now classic was collector, and now they call it classic, but they don't issue much in the classic range. That's very specific.
Der die das.
Yep, der die das. Which, see, but that's the thing. In German, it's die Lokomotive. The locomotive is female, but the train is der Zug.
True.
Der Zug.
Yeah.
So the train is male, but the locomotive is female. What's that saying?
Typical.
Because see, some things are, you know, the languages that genderize now.
Hey, Attila.
Hey, Attila's here.
Good morning.
Exactly. What about an it? Well, you're here now, Attila, so that covers it.
No, I always do,
But like,
go ahead.
some things that are genderized are different from language. Like an apple in German is male. But in French, it's female. Some languages. But the one thing is, a banana is male in every language. Go figure that one out.
That doesn't take much imagination.
That doesn't require any imagination. But every language that genderizes banana is male. Gee, I went quiet. Just like pen, der Kugelschreiber, der Bleistift for pencil, they're all masculine. Apparently, if you have a certain shape, it's automatically masculine in every language.
It's a policy. Anyway, when we can't go out to recess, I do a YouTube video with my kids. So I went to YouTube and...
Showed them my video and got in trouble.
No.
Oh, okay.
But your video, you already put up the Saturday night preview, so I had the picture of you, me, and Artie. So I said, all right, guys, that's Mr. Dodge, and you see me, and that's our Australian friend Artie. Oh, Mrs. Dodge, you're famous! That was funny. Can I have your autograph?
Did you know your version of You Can't Do That is over 1,000 views?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it went to 900 and kind of died, but it went over
really?
1,000 now.
Wow.
My version, you know, the one that's on my channel, only 353 views. Well, if you remember, you went in a day, got like 700.
That's right. Somebody
had it on a plate,
clearly
history
shared
list
it or something.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot that one was really high. But wow, I have 1,000. This Dad, you have your own channel? You know, how many subscribers do you have? Oh, like 143? That's really good. You didn't ask me how many Mr. Dodge has.
No, you don't mention to your kids Mr. Dodge has a channel.
Ooh, I told them they can't go on it.
Yeah, they're not
I'm
allowed.
gonna go anywhere. I said, if he sees you, he's gonna boot you.
Well, I have an age restriction, so
Yes.
if they're honest about their age, they can't log on.
Right, yeah.
But half those kids lie or they use their
Yes,
parents.
they do.
Because if you remember, before I retired, I had that issue. When we went back,
Yeah, one of my students, yeah.
some kid used a fake YouTube ID and came onto my channel and watched the Matt Clark, one of the Matt Clark, and the parent came in and caught the, it was one of your kids because their older brother, older sister knew me from the school.
Okay.
And so this 9-year-old or 10-year-old, whatever, was watching my Matt Clark stuff and there's a lot of dirty jokes in Matt Clark.
Mm-hmm.
And the parents called Bowser and threw a fit about me putting up dirty content on a channel that I, as a public school teacher, shouldn't be doing that. It's like, it's age restricted. Maybe you need to police your kids.
Yeah.
And to be honest, yes, there's a lot of dirty humor, but it's suggestive. If your kid
it really
understood
is.
it,
Right.
it's not my fault.
That's on you. Yeah. Oh, hi, Eric. Eric's there.
Oh, Eric. See, you got to be more specific. Which Eric? We have a few.
A&C Railroad.
It's our
and
Columbus
Scale
Eric.
and Life Journey.
Our Columbus buddy Eric.
Yes. Anyway, I have a lot to do this weekend, so you should go through things and see what we want to do. Our trip.
Ah, thank you.
You should.
I'm sorry, dear. When you say go through things and see what I want to do, my mind went somewhere else.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't say what.
Expect to speak to 2 or 3 subscribers tomorrow? Huh.
Oh, you're still drying off.
From last Saturday's Yorkshire Railway adventure. A little damp? Yeah, that is the most important question, Leslie.
Yep.
Did you have fun?
Did you have fun? Would have had more fun if it weren't raining, but had
Right,
fun.
yeah.
Waltz in Matilda, waltz in Matilda.
Woo.
Although there are a couple of songs we could try to do. Old ones. Or you even take some of the ones I
It
sing.
always rains when you go do it.
Because we still got that video to do. But our next song, the next song we do will be our 50th song. The next parody song
that's good.
we do will be our 50th song. That's counting the 6 Christmas songs. And it's not counting the parody song, well, the songs that Rusty Twanger does in the Matt Clark series, just the official model train parody songs. So I think for the 50th, we need to do something.
Wow, what could we do that's fantastically good?
I don't know. Since you nixed doing the wall, I teased her about that. Listen to the wall.
The whole album.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we already did it.
We don't need no. I see.
Oh my God! Bite your tongue.
Yeah, I know.
We don't need no model train club. Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun,
there you
dun,
go.
dun. No rivet counters in our ears. Their dark sarcasm.
It's good.
But we did You know, we did Abbey Road Side 2. We didn't actually do all Side 2. We did the medley. There's 2 other songs on Abbey Road Side 2
Right.
we didn't do.
Yes, we did a lot.
But so the next step is to do an entire concept
To,
album.
Eric,
Like
a Weird Al song, a parody of a parody.
a Weird Al song, a parody of a parody.
Don't know about that.
No, that to be honest, that's the worst thing you can do is a parody of a parody. Because the whole point of a
Just
parody
rejecting
is to
that
poke
idea.
fun or make fun. So if you're poking fun and it kind
You
of
shouldn't make fun of somebody else making fun of something else. Yeah, doesn't sound right.
I mean, we've had, I don't know. I mean, he's done so many parody songs. To me, he's the king of it.
And I did that, Eric, too, so. Randall says I can send you photos of some fantasy scheme locomotives I have for the parody.
Oh, right.
Okay. Oh, are we doing that one? Let's
Well, I
look
don't know.
deeper, I see.
We've got, see, there's the one video that we were going to do where we were going to answer some of the latest comments and questions on the last couple of songs. You know, that also go back. Because we've got some milestones coming up. We've got 2 songs that are closing in on 1,000 views.
Cool.
2 more songs. Because digital is number 1. It's got close to 1,500 views. And then Everard Junction is close to 1,200 views. And then we got Model Train Rhapsody is 980 something.
Wow.
And Logical Song is at 980.
Okay, cool.
And then Stuck at a Train Show with You is like near 400. Which I still think is one of the
Open
best.
day next year, if we're interested.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be in the UK next year.
Oh, no.
Well, next year, yeah.
Well, yeah, we will in June.
Unless
Unless?
you decide to retire, in which case we'll travel toward October and maybe hit Getz again. Getz and Warley. But now we can spend a whole time.
Yeah, it's a thought. According to my screen, you made 2.5 subs today. Yeah, that's what it
Did
says.
I? Did I?
It says 2.5 on mine too.
Bada bing, bada boom, bada... Oh, yeah, I can't celebrate that yet. That could easily go down.
Yeah, it's exactly. But you guys know how that works. It goes up, it goes down. It dances around.
I got up last week to 24.98, and I was like, oh, I'm going to break 20. Because I had this big growth spurt, and then all my videos just flatlined, and then my subs plummeted. I went down, I think, down to 92.
Right.
24.92, which is still.
It's like, woo!
Yeah.
That's cool. It'll stand for this.
Yeah,
live
I'm not going to
stream.
celebrate it the way I celebrate 2000, but, you know. I'm honored. I thank all the people who have subscribed and stayed subscribed. But I had a plummet this past week.
So it always makes you a little paranoid.
But it's a nice number. I mean, I remember when I had 200 subs and somebody with 1,000 subs felt like they were a huge channel, and I never thought I'd get there.
Right.
And then people, the thing is, I'm actually bigger than some channels now that were so huge to me.
Right.
But I passed them.
Yeah, and they stopped growing.
And then there are other people that flew past me and kept going.
Yes, there's that too.
I forget what Heath was in
just
here
is what it
earlier. I
is.
don't know what Heath is at now.
Yeah.
Heath has got to be 5,000. Is Heath around 5,000?
Wow.
Because he started after me, but he was.
Yeah. Well, he wanted. That's what he wanted.
He was going to grow his and
you
again,
were,
nothing wrong
you
with
were
wanting to grow your
a lot
channel.
more relaxed about it than he was.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to follow the algorithms. I do my thing, and that's why I say I've got all these subs, but it means nothing. The only people that mean anything are the people that watch my videos and comment. So 2,500 subs, but I get 200 to 300 views on a video. Although, again, those double slip videos all went 600 to 1,000 views.
Right.
And in fact, the first one went to 5,500 views. That's like old days when I was doing the Märklin show.
Right.
In fact, I did get a comment. I don't know if the person's watching the background or not. I got a comment. Somebody says they missed my old shows. That
With the
they weren't being rude, but they were kind of implying that my channel now is not what they liked about my channel.
yeah.
When you see the ICE for the first time, you understand now why you ride that way.
It's more like a Railjet.
Your destination may not be important, but it's the trip gets you going all the way. Think about how many times. Think about how much
Keith
money
is 3.55.
I've been spending. Oh, he's at 3.55? Okay. Well, it's a lot more than me. But I literally do nothing to grow my channel. I put up videos the way I do things. I do the comedy stuff, which most people don't like. But the people who like it, you're my people.
Yeah, for sure. And
but you know, the stuff with building the platforms, I thought after all the other stuff got 1,000 views, 1,000 views, I thought, I'm gonna keep going, and then nope, 200 views.
no, not very many do.
Right back to normal. We had a hot streak for a bit, and then everything just died.
Thanks, Andy. I think a few more of you might want to hit that like button for Anthony, please.
Not now, Miss Cockett.
There's an ICE factory 2 doors up from Artie's. Does that count? I'm going to guess it's not the right ICE.
That's a different ice, Artie. I don't think they're a factory. I think they're just a distribution center.
Oh, silly. Oh, my.
That kind of ice.
Ah.
Artie, you got to be careful. That kind of stuff stunts your growth. Oh, too late. Attila. Yeah, he's short too.
Yeah, he is.
No, Artie was great to pal around with because I could walk everywhere with a portable armrest. Joyce finally got a break.
Yeah, really. Yeah, we get that, Randall. Sometimes you have to do other things. A block of ice.
Yeah, well, you got to do like my friend Christopher. This is me. That's right. Your channel is you. And the thing is, you can cross-feed. A lot of train guys like NASCAR. A lot of NASCAR like trains. Because in the end, model trains and NASCAR, they all drive in a big circle.
Yeah.
Left turn, Clyde. You know how you tell the old guy? You know how you tell the old guys in NASCAR? Because they leave their turn signal on while they keep doing all those left-hand turns.
People keep flashing their lights at them.
Turn your turns. No, I would do. See, I would do that. I would join NASCAR and then I just turn my turn signal on. Actually, those are all deactivated.
I'm sure they are.
That's all turned
You
off.
don't
But that would
need
be
them.
funny to do an entire NASCAR with your left turn signal on.
Radio can be dangerously loose sometimes.
All right, good luck at the train show. Yes, I am once again hosting Wacky Weekend Lights.
So,
Lord
you'll
knows
see
what
right
I'm going
turns.
to talk about. Probably platform construction.
Okay, good luck on your train show, Great Northern.
I wish I
Hopefully
had a
you
train
find
show
some good things.
that I could wish myself good luck with my train show.
Now Now you want to pick up an orangutan making a right turn.
Right turn, Clyde, right.
Right.
First movie was great. Second movie had some good spots. It was a little weaker. But do love Every Which Way But Loose. Got an orangutan who's a junkie. Where'd you hide those Oreos?
Do you have lights in your building? I believe that's addressed to you.
Yes. Most of the lights on the Bremen side have been cut off because me reworking the track, and I had to move some things, so I had to cut the wires, so they don't light up right now. The Delmenhorst side, the Delmenhorst station lights up and all the lights on the platform, but no buildings are lit yet because they're not in their permanent positions. They are just in holding positions until I can print up and make the buildings I need to put in, and then make it happen. Gotta make it happen.
So yeah, kind of.
But I will say this, lighting is something I go cheap and cheat on. I use these, and I just string them. And the ones that I don't want to light up, I'll just wrap some electrical tape on them. But I'll just string these between the buildings or room to room. These, you know, we call them micro mini lights or micro lights. In the UK, they call them fairy lights. But these are basically the smallest little LED lights you get. So I just run those through the buildings. And then if I want to, for example, if you want a warmer color, you could just take a yellow or orange marker and color over it, and it creates that tint. If you don't want it shining, then you just wrap some electrical tape on it. So this beats the really high, expensive stuff, and then you just run it under to each building, and especially if you got a lot of buildings in a row, you just zigzag the wire through, color out the ones you don't want, whatever rooms, you know, just run it across the top, down the side of a wall, whatever. So if you run it on the side of a wall, it could be a lamp in a living room, as opposed to everything being in the middle. So it's yeah, I could. In fact, Kara, when I broke 2,000 subscribers, we did a game called Where's Artie? Making fun of my friend from Australia. And one of the scenes we had him on, I built a red light district building, and I did the lights red. Just took the little paint marker. The best thing to use are these things. They're from a company called Cole Park, and I got the idea for these from Dave at Scott Rails. He was using these because I used to just paint, but he had paint markers, and these are wonderful. And so I just colored red over the lights. Suddenly I had a red light shine. It's a cheap and easy way to do it. If you want to save a little money.
Yeah, he was in the red light district.
If you're one of those, like my friend Greg from Midsummer Railway, or Hi from H&H Express, they like to do very, very accurate and detailed lighting, where the individual rooms will light up in buildings. Well, you can't do it with that, but that's not my goal. I would just have like, okay, I'm going to do some night running and have part of the town lit up. Some of the buildings lit up, some of the buildings not. And it'll just be all on, all off. Yes, it is more realistic if you have like some room, suddenly a light pops on and suddenly pops off. but that's a lot of programming work. Some people love to do that. I don't. Yes, Artie showed up in the red light district. He picked up a kangaroo
swinging his
friend.
handbag.
In fact, Artie is, well, I can't really show Artie.
Yeah.
But, well, no, I mean, he's on the layout. I just don't have a camera that would show
Right,
him.
okay. Ooh, it's about that time, my dear.
About that time. You can see the two kangaroos.
Yeah.
And Artie's in between them. So there's me and you and Rusty on this side.
Okay.
And then Rick from Foltz Bailey, Sparky, and Heath are there. And then there's a couple other guys over there. I've got Richard from Trains in the Attic here. I've got Mark Thunkel Dad here. And then I'm going to have Richard Watson from New Junction. Right. And, of course, Alan from Dragon Junction. But, yep.
Already says your credit card was dead in that red light district. Oh,
hey, I'm still doing fine, so it must not have been my card. You must have stole somebody else's card.
Yep.
All right, well, that time has come. Time has come.
Yeah, there was that Getz too, but we thought that didn't make sense. We can find somebody closer to home.
Well, the thing is, it was a delay, and they didn't have the time to do it. And of course, since then, they have had all kinds of problems.
Yeah.
They did a lot of people. That was it. Peter Dixon did some, and the Peter Dixon ones are not available. The Peter Dixon ones are not available. You can't get them. Who's still going? Oh, because I didn't turn them off. The Italians. The Italians, they just want to, they work on their own schedule, I tell you. That's the Italians. Who's the lady? What are you doing? All right, everybody, we have come to that time of the show.
We have?
The end.
My only friend. The end.
This is the end. My only friend. The end. No, I prefer the beginning. Finishing is nice sometimes. See, I could make another joke here.
Just finish.
Exactly. How often have you said that? No, Oh, speaking of which, there is. No, I don't have them in stock yet, Alan. I don't have the. Yours are coming in the mail, and then I'll have to paint it. But, God, now Moreland Model Railway Andy has made it a challenge. I'm going to have to do a really good job. He even did the glasses nice. So yeah, I'm going to have to work hard. But anyhow, on that note, we got to get going. It is our dinner time, so we want to thank you once again, all you amazing people that actually come and spend part of your Friday with us. Thank you for hanging around. All you in the background and watching on Makeup Later. That's the one that really gets me, is the people who watch on Makeup, you know.
Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you all. We will see you. I will be here tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So right now, midnight UK and 1 a.m. European time. But the Aussies get a chance to partake.
Yeah.
You gotta appease the Aussies now and then. They can get really... Yeah. And then the poor kangaroos suffer. Anyhow, so we got to get going. So on behalf of Wonder Woman and myself, we want to say Auf Wiedersehen.
Tschüss.
And happy trains. Take care, everybody.
Bye.